Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today in this video we will be learning about rotating of array. So basically you can see the example which I have displayed. I'll explain you step by step how does the array rotation takes place, okay? The very first thing is observe this. This is our question, okay? This is our question. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and they'll be given a k value, that is number of rotation. If I take k value is equal to 2, I'll explain you with taking 2 rotation in array. Okay, this is my n, that is the length. Okay, this is n, this complete thing is n. Now I'll change the color. See, the first rotation. How does the rotation takes place? The rotation takes place from the last. Example, if this is my last number, if I rotate one time, my array will be like this. That is, my last element will be at the first and the remaining elements will be pushed back. If another rotation takes place, again my last element which is present in this array will be push towards front and the remaining elements will be towards its back. I hope you understood how it is. Very simple. Nothing. It's just the last element getting or coming to the first place of the array. Okay. How can this question be solved? I'll explain you. Very simple. First, we will divide the array. Here we are dividing. Why? How are we dividing? Are we dividing like half of the array? No, we are dividing on the basis of number of rotation. If the rotation value is 2, the last two elements which is coming at the front, okay, this is the original array, right? This is the original array. The last two elements which are present over there, you will be dividing it separately. And after you divide, what you do? I'll explain. We will be using reversing the array, which I have already explained you in the previous video. If you have not watched that video, please do watch how to reverse a array and then you will understand this question even more better way. Okay, let's see. If I have divided my array into two halves, not equal halves but two halves on the basis of my rotation, what I'll do is I'll rotate the first part of my array. That is, this is the 0th index. Okay, this is which index? My whole length is n and this length is k, right? The length of these two last elements is k and my whole length of the array is n. So this index will be my n minus k. This is 0 and this is n minus k minus 1. Okay, minus 1. And this element, fifth 5 element, I can name it as I'll give it as n minus k, because if the previous is minus 1, I can write it as n minus k directly, and this last element is obviously n minus 1. If you know these things, it is very simple to do. Okay, hope you got it. I'll rub the unnecessary part. So yeah, this is 0, this is n minus k minus 1 and this is n minus k and this is n minus 1. Okay, hope you are getting this. So when you reverse the first half of the array, that is if you reverse this part 0 to n minus k minus 1, what will be your answer? Your answer will be, I'll just write it down. I'll write it here, just see, I'll write it here. That is 4, 3, 2 and 1, right? This is the first half of the array which you have rotated. And if you consider the second array, that is second half of the, not second half but second part of the array, that is 5, 6, if you rotate that, your answer will be 6 and 5, right? Is it correct? Yeah. Now you can do one more best thing which will blow your mind. That is, if you rotate this whole array, you have to get this answer. See, if I rotate this, I'll get this answer, right? 5, 6, 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is how you can approach this question. The thing is, very important thing which you have to mention or remember is dividing the array based on the number of rotation, that is 2, from 0 to n minus k minus 1 and n minus k to n minus 1. If the rotation is 3, obviously again same thing, from here this will be 0 and this will be n minus k minus 1 and 4 will be n minus k and last element will be n minus 1. So let's start coding for this in Leetcode. Platform is very important, so please try to do in Leetcode platform itself. Can I extend this? Okay, we'll directly start coding for this. Very first thing is you need to call a function of reverse. Okay, let's do that. K they have given, nums they have given. We'll start with this, that is int n is equal to nums dot length. I'll just make sure that I have it first only, and I'll call reverse function. See, what did I do? Very important 3 steps. First thing, I'll call reverse function, I'll reverse this part of the array. Again, I'll call reverse function, I'll reverse this part of the array. Again, I'll call reverse function to reverse complete this array so that I get the output. Okay, that's why I will be doing that. I'll pass nums, and first we'll be doing from 0 to n minus k minus 1. So 0 to n minus k minus 1. Again, I'll call reverse function. For question, you can go directly to the Leetcode platform and see. And the second part we will be calling from n minus k to n minus 1. And the last will be calling whole array, that is 0 to n minus 1. Sure? Now we will have the method for reverse. Void, public void reverse. We will pass int nums, int I and int j. Okay, this part is already explained how we reverse, so if you don't understand this part, you can go and check my previous video. So while I is less than equal to j, what do? Int temp is equal to nums of I. Nums of I is equal to nums of j, and nums of j is equal to temp, and we'll be doing I plus plus and j minus minus. So let's run and see if there is any issue here. See, it is accepted. And one more small thing which I can say you is, if my k value is more, for example, if k value is somewhere around 9, yes, see the number of elements are 6, right? If you do 9, or even if it is like more huge value, like if it is 12 or if it is 13, 14, okay, now I'll consider 12, okay, 13, okay, we'll consider 13. So for 13 rounds of rotation, you will be doing, it will take a lot of time, right? So instead of that, what simple formula which you can use is k is equal to k modulo n. Why do we do that? The thing is, if you rotate it one time and if you rotate it 13, if you rotate it 13 times, it is same. It will be, the answer will be same again and again. If you take 14 rotation, the 14 rotation will result you this answer only. That is 14 rotation is equal to only 2 rotation. That's why we can use this formula to get. For example, I'll solve this. My k is 14. 14 modulo 6. What is the answer? 2, right? 14 modulo 6 is 2. So that one thing you can write it over here. That is k is equal to k modulo n. Then also it will accept. It's just a very efficient code. And I'll hit submit button. Yes, it is submitted. So that's all guys. Thank you.